Hello friends, I am Prashant Vishwanath Dhanshetty, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering from Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today I am here to explain you about the introduction to the connections in steel structure. The learning outcome of today's lecture is that students will be able to understand application of steel structures, types of connections used in the steel structures. So, basically the building consists of two parts, functional design and structural design part. So, functional design consists in planning of the building to serve its requirements, taking into account ventilation, lighting, aesthetic view, etc. While the structural design consists in proportioning various elements of the building such that the load acting on it are transferred safely to the ground, and at the same time unnecessary excess material is not used. Steel has high strength per unit mass, hence it is used in constructing large column free structures. So, present day structure consists of RCC or steel structure to transfer the load safely to the ground. Here you can observe or you can see the RCC structure which are having the members of bigger size. So, hence and again the spacing between these columns are very less. Whereas, in this you can observe the steel structure having the column spaced at far distance apart, and the size of the columns and members are small compared to RCC structure. The following are the common steel structure which are in use, that is roof trusses for factories, cinema halls, auditorium, etc. Then trussed bent, then crane girders used in industrial building, columns in industrial structures. So, these are common type of steel structure. Then again roof trusses and columns to cover platforms in railway stations and bus stand. Then single layer or double layer domes for auditorium, exhibition hall, indoor stadiums, etc. Then plate girder and truss bridges for railways and roadways, transmission towers for microwave and electric power, water tanks, chimneys. So, these are all some of the structure which are constructed using steel. So, due to its high strength. Now, steel possesses properties that include durability, versatility and strength, making it an ideal material for use in the building and construction activities. So, this can be understood that from that 50% of the world steel production is consumed by the construction industries. So, such a huge use of steel is there in the construction industry. So steel structures are formed by connecting available standard sections. There is need for designing the following connections. So, the following connections that are needed is different sections to form the required composite section of a member, that is connecting plates, angles, channels or eye sections. Then different members at their ends, secondary beams to main beams, beams to column, columns to footing or other members of the truss, etc. So, here there are some connections. So, beam to beam connections if the size is going to be reduced, and for the same size the connection is there. Here beam to beam connection is there and column to beam connections is there. So, these are some of the connections which are to be designed. The design of the connection is very important because the failure of the joint is sudden and catastrophic. There are following three types of connections made in steel structures, that is riveted connections, bolted connection or welded connection. Here you can see the riveted connection. So, here a bolted connection you can observe, and this is the welded connection. So, riveting is a method of joining together pieces of metal by inserting ductile metal pins called rivets into the hole of pieces to be connected and forming a head at the end of the rivet to prevent the each metal piece from coming out. The size of the rivet hole made in the structural members is kept slightly more than that of the rivet diameter. After the rivet holes in the members are matched, a red hot rivet is inserted, which is a shop made head at one end and the length of which is slightly more than the combined thickness of the members to be connected. Then holding the red hot rivet at the shop head end, hammering is made at the other end. This results into the expansion of the rivet to completely fill up the rivet hole and also into the formation of head at the driven end. The advantage of riveted joint is it is more reliable. It can also be used for non-ferrous metals. Part assembled by the rivet joints do not have any thermal after effects. Its quality inspection is cheap and easy. When parts are dismantled, rivet parts have less damage compared to the welded parts. Disadvantages of riveted joints is riveting process creates more noise as hammering is done. It needs heating of the rivet to a red hot. So, electricity or heating equipment is necessary. Inspection of connection is a skilled work. Then removing poorly installed rivet is costly, labor cost is more, and overall cost of the rivet joint is more. In welded connection, welding consists of joining two pieces of metal by establishing a metallurgical bond between them. The elements to be connected are brought closer and the metal is melted by means of electric arc or oxyacetylene flame. Also with a weld rod which adds metal to the joint. After cooling, the bond is established between two elements. So, welding can be done by lap weld or butt weld. So, lapping is called again fillet weld. So, types of welded joints are butt weld and fillet weld. So, a fillet weld is done in case of lap joint. So, specify types of welded joint depending upon the joining parts together. Here pause the video and try to write answer on a paper. So, the following are the two types of welded joint, that is butt welds and fillet welds. Bolted connection. A bolt is a metal pin with a head formed at one end and the shank thread at the other in order to receive a nut. Bolts are used for joining together pieces of metal by inserting them through the holes made in the metal and tightening the nut at the threaded ends. So, bolts are classified as unfinished black bolts, finished turned bolts and high strength friction grip bolts. Advantages of bolted connection. So, use of unskilled labor and simple tools, then noiseless and quick fabrication. So, as no hammering is done, so it is noiseless. No special equipment process is needed for installation as we need heating in case of rivet. Fast progress of work, then accommodates minor discrepancy in the dimensions. The connection supports loads as soon as the bolts are tightened. HSFG bolts do not allow any slip between the elements connected, and due to smaller number of bolts the gusset plate size are reduced and deformation is minimized. Advantages again are, since high strength friction grip bolts under the working loads do not rely on resistance from bearing holes larger than usual can be provided to ease erection and take care of lack of fit. Noiseless fabrication, since bolts are tightened with wrenches. Unlike rivet joints, few persons are required for making the connections, no heating is required and no danger of tossing of bolt. Alteration are done easily than welded and riveted connection. Disadvantages of bolted connection: so have less accuracy of joint, less axial tensile strength, so effect of vibration loosens the nut, unfinished bolt strength decreases while in use, more weight due to gusset plate, proper lubrication required for smoothing operation of nut bolt, then it is prone to corrosion when exposed to weather condition, more space is required. So these are the references which I have referred. Thank you very much for watching my video.